Yo, yo, yo.
Weston,
What?
what's going on, dude?
I don't know. What is going on? Just
Uh,
coaching classes and having white elephant gift exchanges.
oh, nice. At the gym?
Yeah, tonight.
Nice. Let's see. What you got a Christmas shirt on?
Oh, yeah, dude. No
Oh,
lift, no gift.
no lift, no gift.
Let's go.
Dude, I
Yeah.
actually was wearing one. Hold on. I took it off though because last time I wore a red shirt on the show, it like blew out
Oh,
it was kind of offensive. Anyway, check this guy out.
oh, that is kind of offensive. That is sick. Let's go. Yes, every part of the snatch and clean and jerk. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, like the bright red just like blew out the frame. And I was like, oh, we can't do that anymore. It's just me and you today.
Sick.
You are the panel.
I love it.
Be
I
the
love it
panel
because I
you
don't
want to
have
see
to,
in
I
the
don't have to
world.
worry about anybody else's opinion. It's just mine. That's great.
No, it's perfect. That's the way I operate my life anyway.
Yeah, siloed out. Let's go.
Yes, all right, okay. All right. Before we start, since we're talking about specialty classes today, I want to play a little game called Is This a Real Class? Or something you convince yourself is a good idea because that guy won't fucking stop asking for it.
I love that. Let's
All
go.
right. So just a yes or a no. You don't have to get into explanations if you don't want. Just no justification. Just vibes. Okay. At your gym, is it a real class, real specialty course? Run club, or is that
No,
just people jogging in circles?
no, that's not. We don't have one of those.
Okay. Get your first pull up or muscle up. Is that a
Hell,
class that ends in tears, tears, or PRs?
I think that would be an awesome class that would end in PRs for sure. And we should do that actually.
Mobility hour, where everyone sits on a lacrosse ball and gives each other the crazy horse eye.
Better than Stretch Lab.
Shots fired. All right. Here we go. What about the burpee book club, where you discuss chapter 3 and then do 30 burpees for emotional processing?
I think that would make people quit CrossFit. Oh my God, no.
Okay. How about a 2010 CrossFit throwback class? Board shorts, Vibram 5 fingers, and zero warm up because the line doesn't stretch.
That might be my outfit for this year's Halloween, I think, actually. I love that idea.
Just like Pat Barber.
Yeah, it's basically just show up in no shirt, no shoes, and board shorts on, and definitely free balling the whole
Yeah.
time.
And Vibrams.
Yes, oh, for sure, dude. I think I was the only idiot that had those back in the day, actually.
I don't know why. I just remember seeing someone wearing them. Tons of people were wearing them, but wearing them in the grocery store. And I remember thinking, like, I'd rather you be barefoot. Yeah. I don't know what it is about the toe sock thing that just got to me. I'm like, man, just take them off. Be barefoot in here. I'd be more comfortable.
You know, it's funny, actually. That's how I picked my doctor. I showed up to his office to do like a general checkup and to see if I wanted it. And he was wearing sock shoes as shoes. And I was like, you're dope. I'm in. I'm listening to you. Let's go.
Dude, I went to a dermatologist one time and the guy had a Hawaiian shirt that was unbuttoned 2 buttons and a gold chain underneath. And I'm like, this guy, I trust him because
he cans, obviously. And he's not going to yell at me for that. So I'm in.
Well, this guy's fully himself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's not like playing into the system. You're showing up with a couple buttons down and a gold chain on to check out people's moles. You got some confidence.
Heck, yeah. He definitely got that before Jackson chains were a thing or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. All right, last one. Is this a specialty course? The blunt mile. It's the same rules as the beer mile, but you take a rip every 400 meters and try not to forget what lap you're on. The world record is probably 7 minutes in a lost hoodie.
Dude, it's way better than a beer mile. I tried a beer mile one time and like literally almost threw up in the second round. So I would probably win that. I think actually, I'd like to partake.
Yeah, there we go. I'm game. I'm game. Yeah, me too. In. Yeah. All right, perfect. Well, now that we've eliminated our sponsorship chances forever, let's talk specialty classes.
Let's do it.
All right. So with me today, my co-host, partner in judgment, and fellow, we've tried everything in 15 years of affiliate ownership, is Wes Piatt, CrossFit redshirt, games athlete, affiliate owner, coach of coaches, and leader of the No Shuffle Club, a specialty class helping Parkinson's athletes do things their doctors said they couldn't. At Excel, we run CrossFit Silver, a thriving class for members 60 plus. plus kids classes. We've done weightlifting cycles, and pretty much every experiment in the fitness world has tossed our way. And I am Danny Lehr, Caffeine and Kilos co-founder, gym owner, coffee dealer, and the guy who once made a 6-week snatch course because not enough people were using the hook grip. So today's big question: are specialty classes essential, or are they just passion projects disguised as business strategy? So real quick, let's just know how Wes's brain works if we didn't get a little key into that already. So here we go. For the lightning round of rapid fire, which class smells worse? The weightlifting shoes or middle schoolers after dodgeball warm up?
Oh, middle schoolers for sure. They're going through all sorts of hormonal shifts and stuff.
Dude, it's a real problem. Yeah. Okay. What's likely to cause more drama? Someone's kid crying in the corner or a grown adult blowing through the time cap because they refuse to scale burpees?
Ooh, honestly, I think probably the kid in the corner would get more like people saying stuff, but what would irk me more is the latter for sure. Yeah.
I think the complaints versus your complaints are different there.
Yeah.
True or false? 90% of all specialty classes eventually end up with exactly 2 people who show up every week.
Not for us. That hasn't been the case.
All right. And last one, 6-week weightlifting course or an ongoing barbell club? Which one keeps humans showing up week after week?
We've done both, and ongoing weightlifting club was definitely more culture building, lasted longer. People were stoked on it, making huge progress within classes. It was amazing. I wish we could bring it back.
Yeah. Why can't you?
I just don't have the time right now.
There we go. All right. We'll get into that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. Every gym thinks they need specialty classes: weightlifting, endurance, gymnastics, kids, masters, medical. At Excel, we run CrossFit Silver. It's consistent, well-attended, and surprisingly rowdy. Wes runs the No Shuffle Club, a specialty class for Parkinson's clients that's changing lives in real time. We both run kids classes, specialty blocks, ongoing clubs, and the occasional specialty class that lasted 2 weeks because no one wanted to work on Hollow Rocks at 7 p.m. So the question is, are specialty classes essential, or are they distractions? Do they actually build community, or do they pull people out of your main class, the thing that actually pays the bills? So let's get into it. Wes, big picture. A lot of gyms add specialty classes because other gyms do, or because that one guy's keeps asking for it. Do they actually make members better, or do they just make your schedule worse?
I think you can do either for sure. And it depends on the person that's putting them on, depends on the amount of people that want to do it. It depends on if it's going to actually help with getting results within the actual group classes too. Mm-hmm. And I think if you can say yes to all of those things and do it, it's going to be awesome for the members and it's going to be awesome for you. You're going to expand your knowledge, trying to look up new ways to coach these new things. You're going to learn, obviously we learn the best by teaching other people, so you'll learn a lot more, a lot faster than you probably would not doing it. And the members get stoked on stuff like that, man. They really want to get into those types of classes all the time. It's just more like having the resources, I think, to do it than it is if you should or shouldn't do it.
Yeah, the resources and the knowledge. Right.
Yeah, for sure. Who's
not a very strong weightlifter maybe shouldn't be teaching a barbell club if the goal is for all those people to go do a competition or something. But teaching a barbell club just for them to get a little bet, you only have to be able to count to 2 to teach them to count to 1. Right. Yeah, and yeah. I think about that all the time.
And you could count colors in weightlifting too. You don't even have to count actual weights.
Dude, that's how I taught my daughter colors, or worked on colors with her, is the kilo plates. They're different colors, and the change plates are different colors. Yep. And so on the edge of a platform, so it was kind of at an angle, so she could get her little fingers under it. She was 18 months old. I'd line up the half kilo, 1, 2, and so I said, okay, go grab me the white one. And she'd bring over the little half kilo one. And then eventually all right, the red one is 2.5 kilos. She'd be
that's awesome.
Hobbling over with it.
That's so awesome.
Oh, dude, it was the best. And she's pretty strong now. So I guess there's something to that.
That's going to be such a fun research project in the future to watch these kids that have literally grown up in these CrossFit gyms under these circumstances that have never existed in the world. What is that going to be like? It's going to be so cool.
I brought it up on another episode. I don't know if you're on or not, but just talking about like kids and we were talking about people not being able to deadlift body weight. Yeah, I said it before. My daughter, when she was 11, or she might have been, she's 12 now. I think she was 11 at the time. She deadlifted 155 pounds for a set of 5. And like, it was fine. You know what I mean? And she's not big. Like, girl, she weighs 90 pounds. She's like 4'10". Like,
but her muscles are like rebar.
Yeah, but she doesn't even look like she just. I mean, she looks like solid, but she's not like this jacked little kid. Like,
picked things up her entire life, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, her entire life. She's like done hard things. She's strained against weights, and in a fun way. She's, like having fun with it, you know?
Yeah. Well, how cool.
Yeah.
I just always think to myself, I'm like, don't screw that up somehow, Weston. Yeah. You know?
Well, you know what I said to the coach who was coaching the class afterwards? I lit her ass up for not having her go up.
Oh God.
I said, you don't think there's another 5 pounds on that bar, dude? She did a set of 5. Come on.
Too funny. I love that.
Let's go, man.
Heck yeah.
And my youngest daughter deadlifted a 70-pound kettlebell when she was like 6 or 7 years old. And then that night, what was your favorite part of the day? Picking up the big yellow kettlebell. Like, they love it, dude. They love it. They love a challenge.
Dude. Heck yeah. We have a family photo of all of us doing that. Like, me, Meg, Joey, June, they're all deadlifting a kettlebell, and Joey had a 70-pound kettlebell in that for sure.
It's so funny. People are worried about like kids are going to get hurt when they're lifting weights.
There's too much research that shows that's not going to happen now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when's the last time that you heard about a 7-year-old like blowing out their back? It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because they're made of more connective tissue than they are actual bones and stuff at this point,
And if they can't do it, they just don't.
Yeah, yes, exactly. You see like a kid sitting in a grocery cart at the store helping his mom put things, and he's in the cart, right? And he like goes to pick up this watermelon and gets in like the most perfect deadlift position, feet flat, knees tracking toes, like, and he can't lift it. And he doesn't like blow his spine out of his back in the grocery cart. He just goes like, "Oh, mom, get it. I can't lift it."
Yeah, that's exactly it. It just doesn't happen. You know?
Yeah, because like these moves, nobody taught us how to deadlift or press. Like, this is shit that we just know how to do from birth. It is how we are meant to move.
It's picking something up off the ground.
Yep, that's it. And there's like an archetype of what that actually looks like when it's done well, and we see it the most in toddlers.
Also, kids shouldn't lift weights. Is that how you think human beings like have lived forever? Like, you think
that kid
like, okay, yeah, so like go to one of these like uncontacted tribes in the Amazon. You think like the 5-year-old's not carrying like baskets of water 100 yards uphill and then climbing to the top of trees to get into the house? Like, he's not out hunting and carrying in the kill. Of course they are.
Zero sense for these kids not to be picking up heavy things and climbing and moving just like that we've been doing for literally eternity.
Dude. All right. Little aside.
Moving on.
while we're on that, one last thing on that, unless you got something followed up. Same thing as like the 6-year-old rec league soccer starting practice, you get in a circle and stretch. I'm like, you've seen a 6-year-old blow out a hammy? Like, that's not what they need to be. Let's get them moving. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be fine. Like, let's get the balls out. Let's work on some skills. You know what I mean? Like, after practice, you want to stretch a little bit, get some good habits. All sure, but
great point.
Like, why are we in a circle doing like standing forward fold with a bunch of 6-year-olds?
That's a great actual question to ask the coach, I think, next time. So, hey, why are you stretching? What are we doing here?
I decided I went one of two ways with it. I either just didn't say anything because I appreciate that they're volunteering and helping out, or I go the exact opposite way and say, hey, can I help you, coach? You know what I mean? Yeah, like that.
That's happened with my daughter's t-ball team. I just walked down on the field on the first practice, and I was like, "Hey, I'll help you out." Okay, here we go.
Really, my actions depend on my time availability.
Yep. And then Meg was like looking at me. She's like, "You have to go help," and I'm like, "God damn, all right, let's go."
That's exactly it.
Yeah. And now I don't say anything.
Yeah. See, I went the opposite. When they were little, I didn't say anything. I'm like, it doesn't matter. They're 6. But now that like Maddie's 12 with soccer, I'm like, hey, can I help? Like, I think I can, like these kids are a little bit older now, it's a little, let's help out a little bit. All right. Back to original topics a little more. What's the real value of the No Shuffle Club beyond just getting movement from these Parkinson's patients?
Well, damn, if you ask that lady that lit me up on morning chalk up, I would say nothing. But in my opinion, it's functionality of life. And what that means is that they aren't a burden to their family, they're an enhancement to their family.
Oh man, I mean that, yeah, nailed it. I mean, I think that's such a great point. Um, like we have the CrossFit Silver class, kind of similar type thing. A lady comes in, she can't put her hands over her head, like literally can't get her hands over her head because her son-in-law has been living with her and getting everything out of cabinets for the last 5 years.
Yeah, she lost the functionality.
2 weeks later, she's like, "Look what I can do!" Hands
because
up.
you've been doing that your whole life.
But like less of a burden, more able, more capable.
That's really what happens to these guys when they get diagnosed with this disease. We also have stroke as well in the class, so it's Parkinson's or stroke. And when they get diagnosed with this disease, immediately they feel like such a burden to their families. Like now they got to take me to these doctor's visits, if it's even just that. Let alone like, hey, can you help me up? I can't get up. Can you put this in the cupboard for me because I can't do it anymore? Can you get me a walker and start? And all of a sudden, it just becomes more and more of a burden. And so it's like, the goal is to make them feel like, no, actually, hey, grandma's coming to help. This is going to be awesome to have here on vacation with us, to hold the kids when we need her to hold the kids, and to carry the luggage into the hotel. It's like, that's what we're doing in the No Shuffle Club. We're not trying to solve Parkinson's, and we're not trying to beat the stroke. We're trying to give them functionality of life back.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. And it's a story that exactly exemplifies that. Is this lady would go to the bank every week, right? Which is the most old lady thing in the world. And she couldn't drive anymore. So someone would drive her, and then he'd get out. He'd have to help her stand up out of the car, hold her hand while she steps up onto the curb, and then she could walk in.
Yep.
And then after like 3 months of doing CrossFit, he gets out of the car, he walks around, she's halfway to the door. And he's like, hey, and like, she didn't even notice that she did it.
He's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. And she didn't even notice. She just like got up, stepped up, started walking in. No, didn't even, like, the most organic way possible.
Yep.
Fast forward, it's been a year now. And last month, her grandson took her to the San Francisco Academy of Sciences, and they walked like 2.5 miles. She went up 3 flights of stairs.
Let's go.
She went from like not being able to stand up out of the car to that. Talk about not being a bird. And like, he wants to take her places. A year ago, he wouldn't have invited her.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We have the similar story. Darlene in our No Shuffle Club, she went from her one goal that she had the day she walked in. She's like, I just want to walk somewhere with my husband without my walker. And I was like crying, like, oh, you got it, And then like, she sends me a video like 6 months ago, or a picture of her standing there with her husband holding his hand without a cane or a walker.
Yeah.
And with a message below going like, I did it. We reached our goal. Then she shows me yesterday in class, her walking on the beach by herself with a nothing, like on soft sand and up and down dunes. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Got her life back.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's amazing.
Well, and then sometimes people get overweight and they want to do some activity, but they're like, well, I can't go for a walk because what if I fall down a block away and I can't get up?
And that's a real fear.
It's like, I'm not even going to walk because if I fall, I'm screwed. And then they just add more, they keep, putting on more weight, and then it just exacerbates the whole problem because they're not having any activity, right?
Dude, it's like, could you imagine carrying all that weight around all the time and like how tired you would feel? And then somebody's like, come work out. And you're just like, dude, I've been working out all day,
Man, I put on a 20-pound weight vest and walked for 2 miles. I was sweating.
Exactly.
Like imagine that being 100 pound.
Yeah. And walk around with that for 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And I get it that like when I say that, people will always be like, yeah, but their body's adapted to that over time, right? And they've gotten used to it. And I'm like, that's still stress on the system all day.
Like, man, it's hard to argue like being fat's bad for you. It's just like
in every way. The only
like,
way it's not bad for you is if the zombie apocalypse happened and you were able to hide out long enough and you were able to just eat away at your fat and slowly live and you'd just outlast everyone. Like,
I'll tell you who it's good for. It's the other people in the zombie apocalypse. When you run out of food and you start getting after your compadres, you know what I mean? You want that nice marbled meat.
Yeah.
All right. So this is terrible with you being the entire panel. We're not getting anywhere. We're getting everywhere today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do people tend to flock to specialty classes and feel like they need something else?
I think we all like to do things that we're good at, or we like to pursue things that we're not good at. Like, why do I skateboard? Because I suck at it. And I think it's really rad when you accomplish something that you suck at. That's how I motivate myself. And I think that there's the other side of the coin too, where people are like, ooh, I love to do that. Therefore, I want to do more of that and get better at that thing and kind of specialize a little more, right? Like, and you get to feed both of those. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of times the demand is real, or is it coaches and gym owners who want to offer something different? Do you sometimes create the demand in your own mind?
Yeah, I think that can become a scarcity mindset for sure. If you're like seeing numbers that aren't supposed to be there, so you're thinking about ways to make more money, and this might be a way to make more money. And I think the second that becomes the reason why you're doing it, you're not going to make probably any money on it, because it won't be authentic. Nobody will be into it, or it'll burn you out because you don't even want to do it, and you're just doing it to make money. I think if
That's
you're going to do a side project, it's got to be a passion project. It's got to be something that you're like, ooh, I always love to look up weightlifting or gymnastics stuff on YouTube. And I find myself following those Instagram accounts, and like, you're just naturally pulled in that direction. Then do it, because it's like, you're going to scratch that itch and it's going to feel good for you too.
Yeah, I think that's that passion project thing is a big deal. If you're doing something just because you think you need the money, but if you're not enjoying your time there, you're not going to do a good job. Like you might do a great job for a few classes, but it's going to come around to class 3, 4, 5, and you're going to start thinking about those other things you'd rather be doing. When it's time to leave home to go down to the gym to coach it, you're like, here we go, and this whole thing. And that's not a good way to go about it.
Especially if there's like 2 or 3 people that actually signed up for it, and they're just like, all right, us and 3 people.
Yeah.
It's already awkward.
Well, let's talk pipeline. So with these different classes, you have your kids, and then maybe a teens class, you got adult, you have your no shuffle club or the silver class, maybe you get some, medical goes into Gen Pop, or weightlifting to CrossFit, or CrossFitters to weightlifting, or bring their friends to the weightlifting, and then they end up joining CrossFit, and vice versa, all that. So which specialty classes actually feed your regular classes?
Oh, well, the way we have it set up is, and it's funny to me that actually there aren't more gyms that have a silver sneakers or a no shuffle club or whatever you want to call it, because all of your members are going to get old. What are you going to do when they get so old that they, like, you want to have something established in there for them to like go into and to be
or they
part
leave,
of their population.
they leave for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
if you're in business longer,
totally.
Right? They leave for 10 years. They want to come back, but they're like, I can't do what I was doing 10 years ago, because over that 10 years, they've put on weight. They haven't done anything other than sit on the couch and sit at a desk. And the idea of going back to a regular class, and now they're 63. And I think 63 is not old, because we've got 63-year-old members in my gym that are doing bar muscle ups and have freaking 6-packs, right? But that's because I live in this silo.
53 to 63 without any exercise is going to make you feel like 83, probably.
Exactly. Right. So I think that's definitely something too, right? A less intimidating way to come back. And that's what we've kind of found in that class specifically, is with our CrossFit Silver, is it's not people that have been going to our gym who are in there. We have an 86-year-old woman who does a regular classes, but she's been going to us for 15 years, like 17, literally 17 years, right? Since we started. But it's it's my parents who haven't been going to the gym, even though off and on, but really more off than on, right? And then we have the class, and my mom just retired, got a little bit of time now, and it's like, well, I can do that. That doesn't seem intimidating, right?
Yeah, because she's been around you her whole life.
Well, I mean, I look just like her. So,
well, no, she just has a vicarious experience through you. So she's not as intimidated to go to that place versus a normal, like Anytime Fitness or Crunch. Sure. She's probably like, actually, no, that's more intimidating than going to my son's gym, or even like a friend of a friend who knows that their son owns a gym or knows it's like CrossFit is everywhere now. So I feel like people are actually more like feel more normal in a CrossFit gym than they do a regular gym anymore.
Yeah. What do you hear? To go to a regular gym, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and I feel awkward. Everybody's looking at me, and I hate it. And yeah, it's weird.
And like with us, that our silver class, the old person class, it's a lot of parents of members, and it's that same thing. Like, if they might want their mom to do it, but their mom's like, well, I can't do what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
But you say, hey, we got a class just for you. It's only for people that are over this age. It's that thing. It breaks down that barrier a little bit.
Totally. Yeah, but we've got like classes all the way from like you kids through Parkinson's, and the whole point is to be able to do CrossFit forever, because
Yeah,
like we truly believe it's the best thing that you can possibly do. And we even say that if something better comes along, we will do that. Like we're not tied to
totally.
these movements, we're tied to results. We're tied to you actually going to the doctor and seeing your blood pressure come down, seeing your body fat go down, seeing your overall expectancy of life getting longer, and you being excited about that and being able to use it. So I need to have, every step of the way something for them to go into and to do.
Yeah, or even just to start with, right? Like, I mean, potentially someone starts as, I mean, we've had it. We've had people start as kids and
Yep.
then they're in high school and they, anyway, then now they're adults and they go to our adults classes,
Yep.
right? Like we've had people like go the whole way, you know?
Yeah, we have this
Um,
one girl, Ava, actually, who, so we're actually starting our kids class when we first opened up, went into our adults class, went off to college, came back and joined our firefighter program that we have here, and then got hired as a firefighter a couple months ago.
dude,
That's like a whole life cycle I've been with this girl and seen what she's done, and I'm just so proud. And it's like, if you don't have all those, you don't get the opportunity to feel what I just felt with Ava. And that
right.
sucks for you, you know?
Do you think that specialty class, or okay, is our specialty classes retention tools or marketing tools or both?
Yeah, they're both, and they're great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it,
Straight
right?
up. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm at. And they are a great marketing tool. Again, you get these people in their 60s, 70s who would maybe never think about CrossFit, but you got something just for them. They bring come in, or we do kids. We do our kids classes in like 6-week blocks, and then over the summer we do like 1-week camps, right?
Nice.
And then we had some kids come in the 1-week camp, and then sometimes their parents end up signing up. It happens all the
Yep.
time, right?
Yeah, because they come and watch, they hang out, they see the place,
Those plays kind of
not as
cool.
intimidated.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of clean in here. I thought it'd be gross. It's not, and like, hey, this guy was actually super nice, and I thought he'd be a jerk. And you're just breaking down all these barriers that's kept them from coming in by having those 1-week camps and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, we've had the same thing happen. It's awesome.
And they see people coming in for the regular classes, and they're like, "Oh, these are normal people. They're not
Yeah,
all
they
like,
look just like me. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. In fact, I could probably beat them. It's like,
yeah, yeah, they look just like me, except that clown." All right. Well, funny thing. My next question was actually just bringing your kid actually lead adult members. We just led right into that. It just happens.
What was it?
I said the next question was going to be about bringing kids leading to adult members.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
funny, we
that's
both
cool.
had that experience.
I mean, look at like all of the CrossFit game winners now and athletes. They're all started as like CrossFit kids, CrossFit teens, went to the teens CrossFit games. Now they're there at the regular. It's pretty crazy actually to be like, damn, this is where we're at now. Okay. This is
Yeah.
cool. We're watching like literally kids that this is all they've done. And how long did we say that? Man, I wish I had this when I was in high school or
Oh,
junior high,
totally.
but we didn't have it then. And now these kids have had it. It's freaking crazy. I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch the transference into like, I don't want to say real sports, but real sports. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
watching these kids who are doing CrossFit, like going into the NFL and the Major League Baseballs and being like, no, I worked out at a CrossFit gym. That's why I got here. Or is that not going to happen? And we're not going to see that. That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting. I haven't really thought of it from that angle,
Like, is it that we're just specializing in CrossFit and it doesn't have transference to sports, or is it like, no, of course it does. Like we know it does. Look at the Olympic skiing team that Greg took them through CrossFit, right? And they all won gold medals, not doing more skiing, just doing CrossFit.
I think that 80% of the past 2 or 3 Olympics weightlifting teams are people that started doing CrossFit.
That's freaking awesome.
And
But,
of
I mean,
course,
that
it's
makes
weightlifting.
sense,
It's very
though.
specific. It's
Yeah.
like also like, barbell and everything, but still,
I
there's
would
something
just
there.
love to see like a rotational sport like baseball or
Yeah.
golfing or basketball where these people are like, oh, they don't do any rotation stuff, so therefore they suck. And we're like, well, look at what it did to this guy.
Right.
I just want to be able to do that soon. I'm hoping that happens.
I feel like being in pretty good shape is going to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, we got quarterbacks and stuff in the NFL, right, that are
Yeah.
doing it and showing it and stuff. I'm just excited to have that to pull out every once in a
A little
while.
more,
Trump
yeah, the card.
Totally.
For sure. I mean, not exactly the same. It's more like fitness stuff, but there's my daughter my 12-year-old, there's another girl in her class whose parents own a CrossFit gym as well. Right.
Oh, cool.
It's great. Yeah. They used to go to our gym a long time ago, like 10 years ago, they opened their own place. It's been awesome.
Sweet.
And anyway, I'm like, hey, ran the mile. What was your mile time? It's like, it's like pretty much, yeah. It's like right out, like, oh, it's like 8:03. I'm like, oh, how many girls beat you? Right.
And who were they?
Exactly. And it's like, well, this one girl who plays like club soccer. I'm like, okay, yeah. It's like, and then Bailey, like the other girl whose parent, and I'm like, all right, there it is. Like, that's fine. Like, whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like the club soccer players and then the CrossFit kids are the ones who are like running these 8-minute miles in 7th grade and beating,
That's exactly what we say, right? Like the specialists will win and we will get second.
100%. 100%. But I'll beat you, but I'll get second place in every, like to the specialist, but I'll beat you in everything else, right?
Exactly. We will be consistently better.
Can you do a backflip?
I don't know anymore. I could do it on trampoline for sure. I've done it with the kids, but I haven't done it in about a year. And I think it's just like my shoulder kind of made me stop doing stuff like that. So I don't know.
But you used to be able to do standing backflip?
Yeah. I learned it there was a CrossFit workout on .com a long time ago, back in like 2011 or 12, probably. It was 10 rounds of 3 deadlifts at 315 and 1 back tuck. It was a backflip. And so you're like on the main site, they had like Lauren Galassi going through a progression of how to learn a back tuck. And one of them was like, you just hung from the rings and then pulled your hips up and did a skin the cat, but let go and landed on the ground. So I did that for the workout, but then I was obsessed with trying to get a backflip after that. Yeah. And I ended up getting it in like 3 days or something, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's rad. I haven't done one in years, like probably 5 or 6 years. But when Charlie Zamora and I used to hang out all the time, of course, there were backflips involved.
Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure that happened at the last WeBus camp.
Yes. It's like, so it was always, I wouldn't really do them on my own, but then we were together doing them at different times. So like, spot me for 2 and then I'm good.
I just need a mat underneath me for a couple of them.
Yeah. Nice, or someone who knows how to spot it, whatever. So it's like, hey,
yeah, totally.
Spot me for 2. And then you can set the camera up and we'll do them next to each other on the beach here.
Yeah. Like, I love it. Yeah.
What made
on
me think,
downhill.
Yeah. Yeah. What made me think of that is just, kind of just this whole specialist and that type of thing. And I mean, I was 30 years old, or so when I learned, and like, I basically could do a standing back tuck from, I don't know, around like 29 or 30 up until I was 36 or 37. And it's not like I lost the ability. I just stopped doing them because I stopped traveling around the country with this guy who would get us into wild shit.
Yeah, you just stopped hanging out with, like, you didn't have as big of like a ego with all of your friends and stuff, right? Everybody's kind of chilling out a little bit. Hey, nobody's challenging people to backflips.
Some people would maybe say, I don't know if this is true. Some people would maybe call me a bit of a wild man. And when you maybe are and you're traveling with another wild man, it's just part of the deal. It's good time. You're just having a good time. Just having a good time.
That's what you tell your wife when you come home. I was just having a good time.
Doing handstands in the RV while we're driving down the freeway and stuff.
Yes, let's go. Heck yes. How'd you get those stitches on your eye? Just doing handstands in the RV at 70 miles an hour down the I-5.
Yeah. I said, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. What structure now? Okay. Talk about back to this is the most like unhinged off topic. Okay. Well, as far as the specialty classes, what structure actually keeps people consistent? 6-week courses or ongoing? I know you mentioned that you've had a lot of success with ongoing classes, but have you tried like a 6-week course for things? And do you like that, not like it? Sometimes the answer is always depends.
Every time we do it afterwards, I'm like, why did we do that? But for some reason, when we go to do it, it feels like, okay, there's education going out. There's things that are happening. People are learning new stuff. Like they're hearing different stuff from us. We're having to learn new things. So I see the benefit in them for sure. But I also, for me, I want like an ongoing thing because I need time, to actually make some changes in you and to like life changes. I don't want like quick 6-week, fixes. I want like a life-changing experience. That's what I'm going after. So I want a long-term class for sure.
Okay. Talk about benefits to 6-week course. We've done both, right? Mm-hmm. We've done both things. Lately, I've found more benefits in those 6-week ones, the shorter ones. we found, so part of the thing about running the 6-week course model instead of ongoing is the coach's commitment. Like you mentioned, we don't have a barbell club now because you don't want to spend the time on it, or maybe you don't have another coach that you would trust to do that class or whatever, or not willing to. And that's kind of my situation. Like, I don't want to be on the schedule ever. So we had an ongoing class, a weightlifting class. It was Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Just that once a week weightlifting specialty class.
That was literally ours as well.
Yeah. Thursday nights, weightlifting night in America.
I guess so. That's awesome.
And we did it for a couple of years, and it was great. And I have quite a bit of experience in weightlifting. I mean, we had guys at the gym who like qualified for the American Open and stuff, like from training on their own, and then once a week showing up and doing this class. And we had people from other gyms coming in. It was great. But then over time, eventually, people kind of cycle through, and then you show up and it's like the same 2 people every week for 3 to 5 weeks in a row. And then I'm sitting here like, kind of like I got these kids at home, and I'm, it's like I'm coming down here for these same 2 people. And, it's just, or this week is there going to be anyone there tonight? Like that thought is like
definitely easier to stay motivated for shorter periods of time. Definitely.
And so 6 weeks, I feel like I can get people, so if I personally struggle to commit to something for more than 6 weeks, because I got other things going on in my life, the same is true for your clients, right? Of course. And the community. And so having a 6-week course, I found that kind of people can do that. It's like, I can block out Thursday nights at 7 for 6 weeks, just like I can. And we really found out with the kids as well. Our kids, it was fine. We had people in there, but we were struggling to kind of grow it. And it's like, well, because they can sign up anytime, and kids are playing sports and stuff like that. So we switched to like 6 weeks on, and then like 2 to 3 weeks off, and then 6 weeks on. And we did that, started selling them out. We sell out 12 to 15 kids every single time now. Like, it's sold out weeks before it starts.
I'm laughing because we do the same thing with our sports performance class. Actually, it goes in 6-week blocks with a couple weeks in between it and stuff. And I didn't even think about that when I was like, ongoing classes, because I kind of see that as like an ongoing thing, but it is in 6-week blocks.
Yeah,
we do the same. It makes a lot of sense for sure. Definitely. Definitely both ways. And nobody wants to be tied to something forever, right? Like, you want to have an out at some point. Like, there's got to be an out.
Well, but I guess the answer might be, it depends on the class. Because like
the no shuffle club is going to go.
That's exactly
forever. It. Yeah, exactly. Like, we want people there forever doing that, not going away. And we want people to go into that class too. And something like a barbell club or a gymnastics class or whatever, it's like, really, you're going after a goal, right? The goal is like clean and jerk, snatch more, do more muscle ups. Like those are our goals, basically. So it makes sense to have even like micro cycles of that, and mesocycles of that. And you don't want to necessarily have that continuous thing, because you probably wouldn't make progress forever.
Yeah. Oh man, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Now, earlier I kind of mentioned a little bit about the monetary side of things, right? So let's talk money. There's another thing about 6 weeks versus ongoing. Gyms love the idea of specialty classes, but a lot of times people don't charge for them. So should specialty classes be an upsell, in addition to regular membership options, or should specialty classes or courses be included with people's memberships?
I mean, you got to get paid. And if you can find some way to get somebody to sponsor the class, I guess, then you could do it for free, right? But if you can't find like a ongoing sponsor who's going to sponsor all those people, then no, you need to get paid, and the facility needs to have the lights on, and it needs to be worth your time. So no, you definitely got to charge for it.
When you mentioned that you had a barbell club, there's an ongoing barbell club. Did people pay extra for that, or is that part of their membership?
Yeah, it was just like $39 extra a month.
Probably get more people showing up that way.
Yeah, true. It's like, it's the same thing. We have open gym here too. It's $39 extra a month if you're a member. We've got a recovery room that's like $20 extra a month if you want to use that. And it's like cheap. It's nothing that's just going to break the wallet. It's less than probably one of the apps that they have on their phone,
Dude.
But hopefully they get way more out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I also feel like that's a benefit of 6 week instead of ongoing. Again, talk about the No Shuffle Club and our Silver. It's different because they're doing that and not your regular classes, right? Like, that is their CrossFit. That is their fitness they're here class. For, right? Yeah. But as far as like when we did the Thursday night weightlifting class, like, we didn't charge extra for that. It was just part of their membership because it felt like it's this class. I don't know. Obviously, I think that was a mistake.
No, I don't think so, because I think as long as the members know it and they appreciate it and they actually see it as like, wow, what a bonus, right? Like this
Yeah.
is rad, then it's like totally worth it. And especially for your culture and your branding and all that stuff. But if it's like, they're like, yeah, this is what's expected, then I would be nervous about that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the 6-week class is you're signing up for a thing. There's a start date and end date. If that feels like something more that you would pay for rather than just like, hey, Thursday nights, we got this thing if you want to do it or not or whatever.
Yeah, it
Right.
sounds more like an open, right? Like Friday Night Lights. Come on and hang out with us. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a little extra for us to do, but it's more about like building the community and the vibe, right? Than it is
Yeah.
like anything else. So yeah.
All right. So what makes something like the No Shuffle Club financially sustainable?
Oh my gosh. I mean, we have a sliding scale that we do with the No Shuffle Club because some of them are on fixed,
Oh,
incomes
tell me
after they
about that.
retire and stuff. And so we want to make sure that they can come and we have it go like basically we go anywhere from $100 to $210 a month, and we ask them to pay what they can afford. And that they're all so integral and they're all so amazing that like 90% of them pay me the full amount.
How many days a week do they come in?
Two.
Do you 100 is the bottom? What if someone says, I really want to do this, but I can't afford $100 a month?
Then they still come. I've got people that actually don't pay me.
But you've got other people that are paying $200 a month.
Yeah, it's different when I'm trying to take somebody from a walker to a cane to a walking than it is to like take a fit person to get fitter. You know what I mean?
What are your regular membership prices?
210 for a 12 months, and then it goes up from there 235, 250, depending on the membership.
So the sliding scale for the No Shuffle Club basically goes from $100 a month or maybe less,
Yeah.
up until your kind of base price for your membership.
Yep. You got it. Yeah. And then there's an add-on they can do if they graduate out of the No Shuffle Club, which there's a certain number of benchmarks that they have to be able to do, then they can go to the wellness class, which is also 2 days a week, but on Mondays and Wednesdays, not Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's $49 for an add-on for that class. So then they could come 4 days a week for 250 or whatever a month.
How many people on average are showing up to No Shuffle Club?
15 to 20.
Pretty much everyone who's signed up shows up, huh?
Yeah, they are consistent.
That is our most consistent class is the silver. The only time if they're not there, it's because they're on vacation, sick,
Yep.
or at the doctor's appointment. But
100,
not usually
yes.
the last one because they schedule their doctor's appointments around the gym because it's their
Yep.
favorite part of the day.
Yeah, totally. 100%. Yeah,
I'm
5:30 a.m. in that
super
class.
I'm super intrigued by the sliding scale.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, hey, here's the deal. Like we know that a lot of people, it's because you could do it for everybody, but it makes a lot of sense when you're talking about an elderly population because such a large percentage are on fixed incomes.
They have no ability to make more income, right? They're usually past their prime and they can't actually just go out and get another job.
Whereas like someone who's going to the gym, they could also their expenses are different with medical. Anyway, I feel like a younger, more able person, is also maybe still promoting within their job. They might make more money or they could cut out different expenses,
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like, I think that probably the elderly pop doesn't have those many options for those types of things. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
I would also say though that like if somebody came to me and this happens and we have people like this right now, they come to me and say I can't afford this and I want to do it, then I find something for them to do.
yeah.
And they help me. Like one of them cleans our bathrooms, another one cleans the floors at the gym, another one does the back recovery room and the upstairs. And like they all have a minimal amount of work to do that I pay them technically hourly for what they make right now at their normal job, and I say, okay, you pay off your membership basically. And they're
Yeah.
like, down. And I'm like, dope, let's do it. You're helping me out. Oh my God. I don't have to clean the mezzanine every week. I don't have to clean the recovery room every week. I get to go home a little earlier with my kids and you get to work out. Like this is a win-win.
I think that's totally acceptable and morally fine as long as the bathroom cleaning person, it's just what they always do, not what they do after you walk out of there and are like, hey, dude, you got to go clean that up.
No. Yeah, it's like certain days of the week they come in after it's closed and they clean the bathrooms and that's it. And it's like something they wanted to do. I asked them like, hey, we have like all of these things I need done. Out of those, which would you want to do? Right. And they're like, yeah, I'll clean bathrooms. I don't mind. And I'm like, dope. All right.
That's awesome. I'm inspired by your sliding scale for the old people.
Yeah, it was like because right off the bat, like about 80% of them were like, there's no way we can afford that. And I'm at first I'm like, yeah, you can, like you gotta. And then I started actually
Oh,
taking a step back, talking to my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and older people who are like, no, we are on fixed incomes. Like
yeah.
we know exactly how much we could spend every month, and we are doing that. And
And
that's what
and
retirement is.
and also, I mean, like it or not, they've been alive a long time. They've seen the prices of things fluctuate so much. Like $100 to someone who's 80 years old sounds a lot different than $100 to someone who's 20. Right. Just
Yeah,
because I like $100 used to be my mortgage. You know what I mean?
yeah. You know
Like
what?
I bought my house for $50,000 in 1953. And you're telling me this membership is $200 a month? Like that
Yeah,
was my
totally.
month. My monthly paycheck was $200 when I was 18 years old. Right. And
Yeah.
and I think that the psychological side of just inflation and stuff, like, I mean, they're
Yeah.
not dumb. I'm not saying that. Don't take that the
No,
wrong
no, but
way.
it is sticker shock for sure.
Yeah, and just like a frame, like what's your frame of reference? Like,
Yeah.
do you remember what was your like the first job you got? What minimum wage was? Like, what you got paid?
Yeah, it was like $8 an hour, I think.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I was like, man, was it 675? It might have been like
Oh
six,
yeah, I think it might have been 675. Yeah, you're
something like,
right.
you
Yeah, I
know.
was a landscaper.
Oh, I was working in the kitchen of a restaurant. I was like making
Heck yeah.
pizzas.
Oh, I did that before I got my landscaping job with my mom. She would make us come and like help clean up the restaurant at the end of the day. So I was
Dude.
busting tables when I was like 7.
Oh man, dude, my grandpa had these rentals. He'd be like, "I'm gonna hire a day laborer, or do you want to come work with me?" I was 10 years old. I'm like, "Sure." He's like, "Yeah, I'll pay you minimum wage," and he'd pay me like
He's
625,
so stoked.
like 625 an hour, and I'd be out there helping him like build walls to like separate this building.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Let's
So I
go.
mean, talk about that. Like that's the frame of reference, right? Like what was minimum wage when your parents were their first job, right? It's like
Yeah.
if $10 an hour was balling out, when you were in high school, even though times have changed, there's the sticker shock aspect for sure.
Yeah, and then it was kind of difficult at first. Now thinking back at it, because like I did have some people who were more just like, "Hey, I don't think it's worth that," kind of attitude. And
Yeah,
so I had to tell them, and I was like, no, like I understand that it's like hard for you to understand that this is worth this much money, but like it is, and I'll prove it to you. But like I'm not going to give you a discount just because you don't think it's worth it. I'm not going to be like, okay, that's fine, pay me whatever you think it's worth. Like I'm talking about people who are like, no, we think it's worth that, but we can't afford that. Then I'm like,
totally.
oh my gosh, I'll always help out somebody until we're like bursting at the seams and we literally only have square footage for every person in every class and they're all coming like that's the only time when I would have to tell somebody no because we just don't have the space to do it.
Right.
Other until we get there, then I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. How much training do coaches need before taking on specialty populations or specialty classes?
I think it depends on the specialty population and the safety risks that you have. So if you're like a bunch of young guns doing weightlifting, yeah, there's a safety risk there for sure, but not as big as with a no shuffle club. Like people who are in walkers and canes and really have like bad balance and can't use parts of their body. And, like you are putting them in an environment that's meant to be safe with a lot of things that are unsafe. So you have to have some level of training to be able to just have honestly the almost like self confidence that you will be okay in that class and
Yeah.
that no matter what happens, you feel like you can handle it. For me, I'm like, yeah, if they have a heart attack, if they have a stroke, if they fall down and
Bring it
crack their
on.
head open, I have seen all of this when I was a firefighter and I was in the military and I know how to fix all of this. And yeah, I can't save their life probably, but I have everything and I'm like way more comfortable in that setting than like somebody else who's straight out of high school maybe and hasn't experienced anything. So I think the type of training that you get as well as your life experience really do matter for sure.
I am so grateful that I've never had to use our AED, but at the
Mm,
same time, like part of me is kind of chomping on the bit to light someone up.
word.
Like I don't want it to happen in my gym. I don't. But
No,
also
no.
like I've been looking at that thing for a long time.
They're lifesavers, brother. It's pretty cool to
Dude.
save somebody's life with it. That's for sure. Like every CPR call that we've shown up to and that person's actually lived, it's because there was an AED put on them already. And it wasn't like that they even got shocked, but they were given directions on pump on this dude. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, I got it.
And the timing of it. Bing, bing,
Yeah,
bing,
yeah,
bing, you
exactly.
know?
You know, it's like, it's so that's the only times I've ever actually saved anybody's life with CPR was when that was applied before.
I think preventative, you know what I mean? I mean, when I was a lifeguard for a while, that was always what we said. A dry lifeguard is a good lifeguard. You know,
Yes.
it's like,
Yes.
it's you know, if you're coaching your classes right, you shouldn't be having to save lives in there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's,
hopefully not, you know, but things do
now things
happen for
happen,
sure.
things
But
happen, things
yeah,
happen.
I
Totally.
had one guy in an on-ramp that I thought was having a heart attack, and I like got out the AED and everything, but he just passed out because he was like, you know, I held him in an overhead squat way too long, and he was
Oh my
too
gosh.
old for it. And he came up and he was like, I don't feel good. And I was like, let's go upstairs, let's
You're
take
like,
a
you don't look
break.
good.
Yeah, and he didn't look good at all. We were upstairs, he passed out, and I was like, oh my God, I killed him.
Oh my gosh.
I like got up all calmly and I looked over the mezzanine at the whole class that was going on. I was like, hey, nobody freak out, but I need somebody to grab the AED and bring it up here, please. And like everybody was like,
Next time like the class is rowdy, I'm trying to get their attention. I'm just gonna pull that one out.
You know?
I'm like, hey, everyone, can just remain calm. Just go and grab the AED for me. And they're like, oh, like
that will help.
I bet you get some eyes on you.
Yeah, I definitely would. You get Patty to stop talking for sure.
Also, you know, and then as far as training the coaches need, I like to think that any CrossFit coach that's worth their weight could handle these, because in a regular class, you have such a wide variety of people, right? You have the athlete who you might need to tell them to put a little more weight on, or you might need to tell them to, you know, work a little harder at push them a little bit more. And you also have the person who like can't, like they got to squat to a 30-inch box, you know, and you have this like big variety in there. And it's like, if everyone's modified appropriately and scaled and really kind of getting the same work out of the workout that day and doing like that, I mean, a class full of people who need modifications, but at least they're all going to be more modifications, but lower, you know, lower lift
Easier,
type of things,
actually.
easier things to teach, right? There's it's a lot easier to teach someone to squat on and off of a 30-inch box than to get below parallel, you know?
Okay, now just move your feet a little bit and then stand up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so I like to think that, you know, I also like to think that we do a really good job and really train our coaches and we're very good at scaling and modifying and all that. I also know the reality is that it's intimidating to work with people who, you know, you view as fragile or, you know, something like that. And there's the intimidation, like you kind of mentioned. Yeah, it could be scary. Or this dude's 100 pounds, 100 pounds overweight and 63. And you do kind of have one eye on that AED during the class, right?
100%. I am constantly watching them and looking for signs of all of that stuff. Honestly, it's like, I'm like, hey, is anybody having a stroke? Does anybody look like they're going to pass out? Does anybody, you know, am I putting anybody in a situation that they can't handle right now? Like, I'm always thinking about that stuff in those classes for sure.
Yeah, man, we did 50 cals for time on the assault bike a few weeks ago, and half the class looked like they were having a stroke.
Dude, that's messed up.
Yeah. 30 seconds is the goal.
I think we did that like 2 years ago or something like that, and I haven't done it since. You know, I need a couple more years for it to kind of go away before we bring it back.
Dude, it's like 500-meter row. Like we did this, or no, we did a 2K row 2K, and I put out on this thing. Like I was getting ready for my Tahoe bike ride, so I was in pretty good shape. My cardio was pretty high than normal for me, you know, and I ended up just going for it on that, and I hit this PR, and it was awful. And it was like the last minute was the worst minute of my entire life, you know, finishing out. Right. And then like whatever, the next week there was like some rowing and a workout, just like, and I was like, I'm not getting back on yet. Like I needed like a month.
Man, if you could give people a pill to feel that so they understood what they're capable of, you would do it, you know?
Oh, dude, just get them on there. Say, all right, today you're going to row a 647 or 643 2K. I
just watched Dave Castro with Andrew Hiller in Korea, and they had them doing 500-meter rows for time. And one of the guys, and Andrew, got off of the rower and were like, oh, it was so hard. And they're like walking around and stuff. And I'm like, you didn't go 100%.
Oh
Like
yeah.
your feet would still be in the straps, bro. You'd be laying off of the machine with your feet in the straps going,
Uh,
why?
I don't know why. Maybe this is just because I haven't done it the right way, but I feel like most of my 500-meter PRs have been completely cold. It's like a class does it, and then I'm like, kind of feel like doing that now and just sitting down and just ripping and just like finish before you get tired. And then you just die next to the rower and you feel worse for the next 7 minutes, and it's
That's going to feel awful for like the rest of the day for sure.
best way to PR, man. Just hit that thing
Oh
cold.
my God. It'd be fun then to try it the other way, right? Like get really warm
Yeah.
and see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if you do worse?
Next Memorial Day, just do it after Murph.
There you go. Yeah.
Are we headed towards more specialty programs or back to basics, you think?
I mean, my specialty program is actually back to basics is really what it is. It's like
irony of that, right?
Yeah, the irony of it is there, but like I think as long as the basics are there in your gym and you're teaching those and everybody's doing those, then like yes, specialty classes should be what you're doing. It gives an opportunity to the coaches too, to make a living. So
I mean, dude, you just said it, man. Like, what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to do CrossFit with more people, not trying to get more people doing things on top of CrossFit. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying we won't ever do like barbell courses and stuff again. Of course we will. But like I love the kids classes because you're doing CrossFit with these kids. I love the silver class. We're doing CrossFit with these old people. We just picked up some contracts with apartment complexes where we go there and like do a fitness class in their little fitness center. And you know what? We go and we do CrossFit. Like, I just want, like, I'm just, it's like, maybe we don't need to do more stuff. It's like maybe just focus on your core competency. And
I remember Chris Spieler, sorry to cut you off.
No,
I remember Spieler at a level one time talking about this, how he would have people come into his gym with kids and be like, oh, my kid's going to be the next Olympic skier, or my kid's going to be the next Olympic wrestler and stuff. And he's like, yeah, cool. He's like, you got a specialty program for him? And he's like, yeah, I do. Come on in. Yeah, I do. Come on in. And he's like, you know what I had him doing? CrossFit. And he's like, we didn't do any ladders even. We didn't even do any of we did CrossFit because that is what they're missing is fitness, and you give them more fitness because that's what we know what to do. And then you let their coaches do all of the other stuff.
That's exactly how it works. Like, that's what these people need from us is they need GPP. Like that's what they need. And it's like the whole
you want them showing up on day one of practice, whooping everybody's ass in fitness. That's what you want them doing.
That's it. It's like, if you're teaching you got this kid, he's a baseball pitcher. Don't have him throw a weighted ball. That's the silliest in the world, right? Like, he doesn't need to be doing a ton more rotational stuff.
And that's the thing is then like all these trainers are like, oh, you got to get them moving in their direction. And I'm like, dude, they do thousands and thousands of reps doing that. Like, I want to get them fitter. That is my job.
I was talking to some firefighters yesterday and this exact topic. I said, no, you need, you need to do GPP. I said, I'm not saying we're not going to do any weighted carries or rotational stuff. Of course we will, but you do that shit every day. I was never a firefighter, but like, we've done some fundraisers. Like, I've put on full turnouts and the mask and everything, done a workout. It's awful.
Yeah,
like you do
that not to breathe while you're working out.
Like, you do that every day. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really need weighted carries and rotational stuff. You need a base of, that's the pyramid. That's the pyramid.
Yeah. That's not our spot. That's not our spot.
You need the base, because when you get tired, you get sloppy. And when you get sloppy, you get hurt, And so you need to be fit. And then that other stuff, you're doing it every
day. Yes, exactly. I love it. Preach. Preach.
Hopefully they believe me. All right. You know what? I think, that was it. Funny. Last question is going to be about, do people want general fitness or micro communities? Well, I'll tell you what, we just nailed it right there. They need general fitness, right? I know what they want. Maybe you got to sell them what they want and give them what they need. But as long as we're getting the results they're looking for, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, not at all. They're there for results.
All right. Rapid fire. Are specialty classes actually needed to make people more fit, or are they just a fancy way to get people in the door?
They're not needed, but they're awesome.
Should specialty classes get their own t-shirt, or is that just how Colts start?
Yes. And yes.
Yeah. Better specialty demographic to coach. Kids hopped up on snacks or adults hopped up on pre-workout.
Ooh, I'm gonna say adults. Yeah, kids are just hard.
All right. And what's harder to manage, expectations or attendance?
Expectations.
True or false? Every specialty class eventually becomes a support group.
True.
There we go. I will, my last 2 cents on this is that is absolutely true. The best nutrition challenge we've ever done is I said we had like 80 people sign up. And I said, okay,
Nice.
I'm not going to tell you what
That's
to do.
huge.
I said, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Different people, different things work for different people. Okay. Here are 4 types of diet, types of nutrition protocols you can follow. And I've done them all and I've had success with all of them. But some people love tracking macros. If you're a CPA, that's what you're going to want to do. If you like numbers, if you like to eat, you want to eat a Snickers, you can have a Snickers every day, maybe not much else, but whatever. Like you do macros. Yeah. Or you do ketogenic diet. It works. Like just cut back. Like if you just don't want to think about it and just like eat when you're hungry, but only eat certain things. Or you can eat paleo. So, right.
A little
just
bit
like
more, but yeah.
You got more options with stuff, but to a degree, you know what I mean? You can have some fruit and things like that, whatever.
Still simple, a couple spots in the grocery store.
Yep. Or the microbiome diet, which is the strictest diet you can eat, but probably the most healthy thing you can do for yourself. So it's like a sliding scale, right? Of these things.
I love that.
And I said, pick which one you want, which one, you relate to, and then I'll give you advice and tips. And then they did, and they broke up in these 4 groups. And then when we met every week, they just broke up into their groups and talked about how their week went.
You're just standing there in the corner.
I just went around to the groups. What's going on over here? Oh, this person had problems finding like what to eat on the road. Okay, cool. Ketogenic diet. Pork rinds. Next question. Right.
Totally.
But it was support group class. That's all. They just sat there with people. They were following the same diet protocols them every week. It was like AA, but they're sitting there talking about their struggles and their specific diet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
80 people is huge, man. Good job.
Yeah. Tried it again the next year, got like 40. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Yeah,
hopefully the other 40 are still doing the other stuff,
That's it. Well, dude, honestly, that's a big part of it. And what was rad about that too, is we got beginning and after body fat testing, which also did like lean mass and body fat percentage and stuff. And so at the end of the 6 weeks, we actually saw not only which groups lost the most amount of weight, but which one lost the least amount of lean mass and which ones maintained or gained lean mass and all of the above. And so then you could be like, all right, yeah, these all work, but here's the ones that were actually most effective.
That's super rad.
Yeah, it's fun. All right. Huge thanks to Wes, who carried the entire panel like it was a partner deadlift workout and his teammate was a toddler.
Oh, you made it easy.
If you're trying to overcomplicate your schedule, congratulations, you're one of us. Go rate this show, share it with the coach who thinks they need another barbell club. And remember, if you start a new specialty class, you now have 2 more hours of cleaning chalk off the mats per week. See you next time on Not in My Box, where hopefully I talk less.